Area unlocked. The nest. Yeah, I don't think we're going to fight many enemies on the way to the mother. We can do this. Before we enter the fight, let's just see what we can or should prepare. So we go for thrust weapons. You already have like quite a lot of things activated. Anything else upkeep? Personal activation, Gauge, threatened, sustained. Yeah, I think it's good if people are going to attack mainly justice. Activated, sustained, rally. Inspires nearby allies. Go. Do we have our song online active? Hey Alan, is your song online? Is it on Spotify? Shield wall sustained. Beyond the veil sustained. Shield defense also sustained. Okay. Let's just check her. Unending flurry, upkeep 0. We have to put it on enemy. Activated. Sustained.
I'm on it.
Yeah, she has many activation things. Stealth, I don't think it does much here. Right, here we go. I would say, ready as we'll ever be. Let's do another last save. And hi, Mom. She looks so done.
If it isn't the hero of the hour.
Yeah, she's probably glad we killed the architect, right?
The slayer of the mighty father, come to claim a reward. Oh, what a delicious day.
They just get bigger and uglier, don't they?
This is the mother, surely. A disgusting thing of evil and hate.
By the ancestors. Do all brood mothers smell this bad?
Am I not beautiful?
Yeah, very charming. When's the last time you showered?
Has the Grey Warden come now to slay the mother too? Will she join the father in oblivion?
What do you expect? But I mean, hey, we can ask her something, so we will do that. That depends. I want some answers.
Answers? But you are brave. Once, beautiful music sang to us from the deep, called us near. We would search for that voice. But the father, he was flawed. He heard only a twisted shadow of it. He hated what it did to us. He said he wanted to free us, but all he brought us was silence. Dreadful silence. But now the father is gone. The mother can take her children deep into the earth and care for them, safe and sound.
I think the architect is still alive, most likely because he's also Magister. I mean, depends. You mean like Corypheus, you could just like jump? I don't know. I mean, the architect never gets mentioned again, right? That all seems so odd about it. We can actually say to that, what a beautiful thought. Ew. You read no more, monster.
Then the silence ends here. Perhaps we will hear the song again when we die. Oh, let it come. Let it come.
He's so ew. Okay. Ah, lots of giant tentacles. Yay! Oh gosh. Did I say lots of giant tentacles? There really are a lot. Okay. You know what? let's try to freeze them. And I mean, as with the Brood Mother before, we're going to focus on the tentacles first. Because, I mean, how we can't even really attack with them around. And they took my Lyrium again. That is so mean. That never happened before. Why do both the Architect and the Mother know those weird runes? Okay, yeah, let's drink a potion. Okay. Freeze you. Alan, no.
Now this should be fun.
No, Alan. We take this one here. Okay, and we heal Justice. And those tentacles, please die. Thank you. Oh gosh. We didn't deal a single hit to the Mother. And we now get like a second wave of children. Gosh. He can more than likely jump to other bodies, but if he's killed, Nathaniel will bring up that the Wardens hear nothing more about him. But that doesn't mean he's dead though, regarding the Architect. It's also possible, because he doesn't know he's a Magister, he might not have full control or use of all his abilities or magic. And I mean, maybe Corypheus is also special. I mean, I wouldn't just assume because Corypheus can do that like all Magisters can do that. Oh, this will be a tough fight. You know what? Let's go. Let's go back. Okay, they follow us. I was kind of hoping that they would stay back, you know? Sorry, companions, but we have to do this. It was reworded. At least health-wise, we are looking good. Just have to take care of... Just have to take care of endless Lyrium. But here we go, come on. Cool. Endless is going to die. We have to repeat this whole... We have to repeat this whole fight. So... Okay, Endless... Let's freeze this one here. Nice. Come on. I mean, so far so good regarding this fight. I'm just concerned that we didn't hit the Mother a single time. Why am I even looting? What the heck even? Oh, great, there's the rune again. Come on, Endless. Go off it again. And... Lyrium potion. Okay, and another tentacle down, right? Yes, nice. Another group heal. Okay, that's looking good. And now here we have more corrupts. And even more. I think they're just going to keep respawning, unfortunately. Okay, let's try to end this overwhelming here. With some more freezing. Best, but okay, I guess. Alan, please join your companions. Okay, and as we are going to heal Justice. Now we can attack the Mother, right?
As you command.
Here we go.
I'll blast these cretins into next
Group
year.
heal. Hey, finally. Okay, that was decent damage actually. Thanks, Alistair. Is she... Who's in her hand? Oh, it was Justice. Okay, let's revive Justice. Just gotta keep in mind we can just do that once. One Justice. Okay. We do have stamina draws, so let's use them. Can we sort them by type? Yeah, that is way nicer for this year. Okay, stamina drought. Where is it? Here, potent one. Anders, you don't need that. Justice, here you go. Zevran, here you go. They also have injuries. Anders, you take a superb Lyrium potion. Okay, that was good, I think. Justice, injury kit, and let's take the Raider one. Okay. So far, no new grubs, which is nice. I shouldn't have said that. Okay, let's retreat. Okay, and Anders, you throw a fireball here, and let's hope they make it out of it. Wasn't too bad, I'd say. Okay, let's heal Justice some more. Go and Zevran away. Oh, wow. Got frozen, but delayed. Delayed freeze. Here you go, Justice. And we are attacking the mom again. Repeal. Okay. It is going surprisingly well so far. We didn't take a single health pulses. Come on. Justice, attack her. Okay, I would say we just use another stamina drought. Of course we do have them. Here you go. And Anders takes like another Lyrium potion. Kind of interesting, the grubs seem to be more spawned like after a certain time and not depending on her health. Okay. We run back. Run away, come on, all of you. Okay, I'm very sorry, Alan. But let's throw a fireball. Throw here. Okay, let's heal Alan a little. We go here and do here, colds. Very nice. Alan is already taking the mom again. Also fine. Repeal. And here we go again.
Coming right up.
Yep. Justice, attack. Nice. I think we can do this. I think we are doing this. And it didn't take single health pulse in this fight. Yes! Nice! I wonder how those Tevinter artifacts helped us actually. What they did. Nice. Just making sure it's actually dead. Another threat neutralized. After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the deep roads. The raids on Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the Architect's disciples likely escaped into the deep roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. I think that's it, right? We did it! Yet, the deep roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. Did it seriously just crash? Did it seriously just crash after we beat the game? Like, for real? It crashed during the epilogue? What? It didn't crash the whole day and now it crashes during that? What the heck? Yeah. What the fuck? Alright, here we go again. Hopefully it works this time. After the deaths of both the Architect and the Mother, nearly all the remaining Darkspawn fled back into the deep roads. The raids on the Amaranthine came to an abrupt end. Although some of the Architect disciples likely escaped into the deep roads with the rest of their brethren, they have, so far, shown no inclination towards vengeance against the Grey Wardens who killed their savior. I think after this one crashed last time, right? Or with this one already. Yet, the deep roads remain plagued by the Darkspawn, and it seems certain that in time, another blight will begin. The danger may have passed for now, but the cycle of the old gods continues. I don't know, I also don't think that the Architect would have avoided that. Word of the Grey Warden's heroic salvation of Amaranthine spread like wildfire. When the magnitude of losses at Vigil's Keep came to light... it doesn't sound good. Sympathy drove generous donations from all over Ferelden into the region's coffers. Amaranthine was restored to a former glory within a year, Vigil's Keep in 5. Because of the Warden's support for law and order in Amaranthine, Constable Aiden and his men were able to distribute the smuggler's goods to the battered survivors in the grueling days that followed the Darkspawn defeat. The Darkspawn messenger, set free after joining the Wardens in the Battle of Amaranthine, struck out on his own. The city soon buzzed with stories of a cloaked but lisping figure who aided travelers in danger. At the same time, reports of isolated cases of the Darkspawn disease emerged. No one connected the two. Although the war devastated many farms in the Arling, all agreed the loss would have been greater without soldiers for protection. The farmholders developed a certain reverence for the Warden Commander, as well as an ongoing reliance on the Grey Wardens for order and protection. Vigil's Keep stood alone against a horde of Darkspawn. The Mother's forces outnumbers the Vigil's defenders many times over. Maybe the issue was that we actually sent some of our soldiers to protect like the lands around and stuff like that. But the sturdy dwarven walls proved impervious to any boulder an ogre could throw. The Vigil soldiers, clad in silverite, each felt a dozen Darkspawn before they died. The Vigil held one night, then 2, then a week, and eventually the attacking horde broke upon her walls. The keep developed an almost mythic reputation, the few survivors immortalized in song and legend. It doesn't sound like the worst ending for the keep, but also not a good one, right? But also, I don't know what we could have done differently. I guess should have just kept more soldiers in there. Peace allowed the Wardens to replenish their numbers. Soon, Vigil's Keep bore a capable army with Wardens at its core. From their ranks emerged new heroes to challenge threats to Amaranthine and all of Ferelden. Through taxes and levies, the Vigil was rebuilt. Years after, Voldric Glovanak stood on the battlements and pronounced that the defenses were acceptable. He would never speak more highly of any human engineering. Some nobles claimed the Grey Wardens were involved in Ban Esmerald's disappearance on the eve of the final battle against the Darkspawn. Dark whispers hint that a conspiracy to oust the Wardens from Amaranthine is still afoot. Didn't she die during her intrigue? Among the many legends that Vigil spawned was one of the greatest heroes of the next age, a shepherd turned soldier by the name of Sorelek the Valiant, who eventually founded an order of knights that lasted 1,000 years. That's a long time in Dragon Age timelines. Dworkon Glovernak further refined his lyrium sand explosive, but let the Wardens employ after qunari mercenaries tried to assassinate him. Although the dwarven bombardier took his secrets with him, the learned say he left clues for others to follow in his footsteps. Kinda interesting that bomb and black powder is also quite important at the beginning of Dragon Age 2, right? The Vigil soldiers, wearing the distinctive silverite armor that Master Wade crafted, came to be known as the Silver Order. Under the tutelage of the Wardens, the Silver Order developed into one of Ferelden's most revered military forces, a lasting memory of the Vigil's famous commander. With Leliana and the Architect gone from the region, the Pilgrim's Path began to see traffic again. The massacre of the militiamen and the merchants, however, led to hostilities between the neighboring human settlements and any Dalish clans that passed by. I guess all companions defending Vigil's Keep also perished. Yikes. One human villager soon kidnapped and murdered a Dalish child. The clans reacted by giving the Wending Wood a wide berth, but both sides knew that at some point the elves will return for revenge. A few years after Cahill was emptied of Darkspawn, Orzammer began sending expeditions to rediscover the knowledge of smithing that had been lost within the Tyke. God damn it, villagers. Yeah, always trouble brewing. Eventually, House Helmi decided that Cahill was too important to be abandoned. At a tremendous cost of dwarven lives, they cleared the tunnels leading to Cahill of all Darkspawn, making the road between Orzammer and the fortress safe again. Cahill was reclaimed for Orzammer once and for all. Nice. As promised, Voldrick and Dworkin represented Orzammer's shepherd with a stone maker that told of how Cahill's castles had taken up arms against the Darkspawn. But I mean, that means that Voldrick and Dworkin survived, right? I don't get who survived and who didn't. The commander of the Grey was invited to Orzammer as a guest of honor at a feast commemorating the defenders of Cahill. The Shaper read the names of the castlers of the marker, then presided over a ceremony to return them to the stone, as befitted warriors of their stature. In time, the Arling began to forget the tales of apparitions in the Black Marsh, and ever so slowly settlers drifted into the region. Scholars said the veil was still thin, and thus the area still dangerous. But the people only cared they were no longer frightened whispers in the shadows. Yeah, I really wouldn't want to live there. The village was slowly rebuilt. Twice the Baroness mansion was rebuilt and occupied, once by a wealthy merchant and another time by an Orlesian mage. Both died, mysteriously. Afterwards, the mansion was torn down completely and the site left untouched. Maybe that's better. Let's laugh in the creepy, gloomy swamp. Let's live. Yeah. Who would do that? But probably very cheap prices to buy a house or something. Anders remained with the Grey Wardens a few years longer, training the oldest next generation of mages. But when the Circle Tower called on him to deliver a lecture on the nature of the Architect, much to the Templar's dismay, Anders told the commander of the Grey that his time with the Wardens was over. You can leave the Wardens? And yet, not 2 months later, Anders returned to the Order. Ever after, the Wardens were his home and his lasting companions. Aww. But I mean, in the end, he still escapes them, right? Looking at Dragon Age 2. When the walls of Vigil's Keep were breached, the surviving defenders watched in horror as a section of stone collapsed upon Leliana. When the rubble was later cleared, however, there was no body. Leliana was just gone. So I guess she just survived? Nathaniel managed to survive the Battle of Vigil's Keep, leading a spirited defense in the last minute to protect his family's home. The ferocity impressed many of his fellow soldiers, who hoisted him to their shoulders and paraded him around the courtyard when the battle was done. Over the next years, Nathaniel dedicated himself to the Order and to clearing the blemishes on his family's name. After saving Terran Fergus Cousland from a bandit attack, a portion of Amaranthine was returned to the house. Aww. She used her keeper magic to escape, maybe? I think so. Like just teleporting through the roots, right? Nathaniel passed the holding to Delilah's son, and when a new castle was eventually built there, a statue of Nathaniel was erected in his courtyard. I'm glad he survived. Once the Darkspawn threat was ended, justice left the Grey Wardens to pursue other injustices. Years later he appeared on the doorstep of Christoph's widow and, smiling, simply dropped dead. Gosh, I don't know if that's a nice thing to do. Aura finally had a body to mourn. If the spirit itself remains alive, it has not shown itself. With the mother dead, Zevran seemed to lose her purpose. She withdrew from her friends in the Order and spoke to them less and less each day. Aww. But I mean, she could have remained like a Grey Warden, right? I wouldn't say that Justice and Inner Slice are wrong. I think it's just like the things they wanted to do and they retconned them. Like, quite a lot. One morning, Zevran was simply absent. Her bed made and her trunk emptied. A young recruit who had been up in the night said she had left for her calling, gone to finish what she started in Care Hero. Aww. At Vigil's Keep, Oghren rallied a last-minute defense of the gate, taking on 2 ogres simultaneously to allow the others time to regain the courtyard. He eventually passed out from blood loss, and when he awoke weeks later, nobody was more surprised than he to discover that he'd been credited a hero. Good job, Oghren. And hey, it seems like not all was lost. I mean, otherwise they wouldn't have survived, right? It seems it was just like quite a lot of damage there. I will see this as a win. Oghren continued to regale young Warden recruits with tales of his prowess in both battle and bad EU. His drinking games prompted at least one recruit to declare that she'd rather reattempt joining than lift another mug. At the Warden Commander's urging, Oghren took a more active role in his child's life. He visited Felsey often and wrote letters, which the Warden Commander graciously proofread nearly every week. Aw, that's nice. As for the savior of Ferelden, he did not remain a commander for the Grey for long. The Darkspawn were no longer a real concern, the Blight well and truly over. It was time for him to move on, and hopefully go back to Alistair. Some years later, the savior of Ferelden vanished entirely. Nobody knows for what purpose he departed, and yet neither does anyone think his tale is complete. That is sad. I really would have expected that they, especially with Alistair in the beginning in the game, that they would have recognized our romance of Alistair. Like, why would Alan completely vanish and leave Alistair behind? My headcanon is different. So Gilmore fought valiantly to save the keep. He commanded a small regiment that held off the invading army long enough for many civilians to escape in safety. He and his men were able to make a dent in the enemy's numbers as well. Once the battle was over and the dust had settled, the survivors spread out to help the injured and assess their losses. So Gilmore's body was found near one of the mine exits he had used to help the others escape. His sword was still clenched in his hand. Aww. Your loyal Mabari was found resting his head on Sir Gilmore's chest. The dog was battered and mangled, but alive. Aww. He was eventually taken back to Highver, where he spent his last years in retirement. Why is he not spending his retirement with us? Oh well. I think Awakening was cool. I enjoyed the story. Hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks so much for watching. Yeah, a little bit much fetch quest. Like, for my liking, a little bit too many of those. And the bugs, like especially in the ending, were kind of annoying. But yeah, it was cool. I think it also had really nice new companions. So, that was cool. Yeah, we have one more DLC to do, so I don't have to make like a big wrap up and goodbye for the game. So yeah, we're going to continue.